He went to see what the problem was, right?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get a full screen here. There we go. Just yell.
Okay.
You can go away. I'll stay here. Oh, there he is. Is that him? We made it. We made it. I had to go back and do it all again. It came up with a different screen. So is your teacher around?
She's in the middle of the lesson right now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Do I need to be louder?
Can you hear us?
Let's see.
It didn't work.
Okay.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Okay.
Can you hear us?
I can.
Okay.
Phew. Well done. You had to do a lot of work to make this work, huh?
Oh, technical.
Yeah. It was a wild ride.
It almost fails us.
Why wouldn't Skype work?
Well, we have a few friends who they tried Skype on another interview with their experts, and it only record the audio. So
You need to stay speaking forward. When you move your head, the audio goes. That's better. Try now. Yeah, that's good.
So when a few friends of ours tried to use Skype, but it only recorded the audio.
Yeah.
So we decided that we use Zoom because we know that it records video as well.
So you had to buy this program, right? For 1 hour.
Yeah.
Well, our teacher is also going to use it for other people.
Sorry?
Our teacher used this for other
Yeah.
others to use.
Your voice fades out. I don't know where your mics are, but anyway, let's go with your questions.
So, first thing that we wanted to ask you was really to
Your voice. I'm losing your voice somehow when you're over there. Where's your mic?
Okay, try to. No, it doesn't work if you try to just like speak up.
It's better in the middle. That's good. Yep.
where can we find flyers that student clubs can send out?
I don't know that there were any flyers. The only thing I've seen is that there were advertisements in weekly journals like the Picture Post. You know, they would be magazines then, and he put advertisements in newspapers and magazines. I have never seen any.
Okay. So you wrote letters to them, obviously, yes?
To who?
Or to the people, to the publications.
Nicholas?
Yes.
Yes.
I presume so. I don't know. We only know what he
Okay.
told us or wrote about and told us in lectures and stuff. He and his family and friends in England put out ads basically in newspapers and magazines asking for people to take refugee children.
Okay. How did your biological family find out about the kinder transports?
You say that again.
How did your biological family find out about the kinder transports?
Word of mouth, I think, in Prague. That's another thing that nobody really knows because, there were no iPhones, Twitter, Tweet, Instagram, you name it. It all had to be done either landline, and there weren't a lot of phones, or word of mouth. So we just presume that people in the Jewish community let people know by word of mouth.
Another question that we had was, how was your foster family in Radcliffe? How did they help you in the continuing years after the kinder transport?
Your voice is terrible. Let me read you. Your question was, how did your foster family find out about the kinder transports, right? Is that what you're asking me?
No, we wanted to ask, like, how did your...
Lost your sound again.
Okay, how did the Radcliffe, your foster family...
It fades out. I'm sorry.
Okay. For a second.
It's better when you're in the middle. Okay, let's try that.
Can you hear us now?
Yes. Much better.
Okay, this is good.
Okay, so back to your question.
Okay, so how did your foster family, what influence did they have later in life?
Over your life.
That's not on your paper. You surprised me. We lived with them for about 10 months. And I would say that the influence they had on my life is that they made us feel very safe and they helped us have a very wonderful time there. My sister and I were two of the very few children whose parents survived. So they actually found us later. But, they influenced us by me knowing that people could be helpful, and they set a model of philanthropy and generosity by taking in refugee children that they'd never met, didn't know how long they'd have us. They might have been stuck with us for the next 15 years, but they were willing to take that risk.
10 months. So after your parents were able to come into England, you lived with them, your biological, presumably?
Yes.
Okay. Question. If the Kindertransport that was supposed to leave on September 1st, 1939 never left, how did your mother, who was granted a visa from the Home Office before the breakout of World War II, get out of Prague?
Where do you find that out? That was good research.
Well, we've done several, or we've annotated several sources about different interviews and talks that you have done in the past.
Oh, you found me somewhere around, huh?
You said Google.
You know me well, huh? That's a complicated answer. The family that we went to live with had spoken to their local politician, like their local senator, and said, we have these children, we want you to help us get their mother out. You know how you go to Washington and speak to your legislators. And that person arranged for my mother to get a visa. The Home Office gave her a visa before World War II broke out. But the Germans had already taken over Prague, and so she didn't leave before. Czechoslovakia was already was an occupied country. So that by the time the war broke out, September 1st, she hadn't left. And she tried to get out, and afterwards the British government said, well, you're now in an occupied countries, and we don't deal with the Germans. So unless you can get yourself to a neutral country, then we'll let you in. So she was stuck between the proverbial rock and a hard place. Eventually, the Germans, because they were very, very rule bound, because her visa had actually been issued before war broke out, even though she hadn't been able to leave, they honored that. So they said they would let her go, but she had to go to a neutral country. So she got herself to Norway. And then from Norway, the British government let her come into England.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's a very interesting story.
How did she get to Norway?
It's called politics and wartime, yes.
What role did the Gestapo,
Into your corner there. Yes, speak to me. Go ahead.
generally, what role did the Gestapo play in the Czech Kindertransports?
I don't know that they played any role except standing on the platform and letting the train go until they didn't let the train go. That last one, you've probably seen film clips when they were on the platform and they didn't let that last train go because the war had been declared. So those children never made it out.
But because Nicholas Winton, because he bribed them to keep the operation secret, that was the only thing that they played within the...
I don't know anything about him bribing them. I mean, the trains were legally, the Germans were allowing children to go on these trains. They didn't let adults out, as you know. Mm-hmm. And we presume that they were perfectly happy to get rid of a lot of Jewish children at the beginning. So the trains were legal. He negotiated that, but then when war broke out, they stopped allowing that.
So, am I correct when I say that? Am I correct saying that your sister went to one of the Czech boarding school in Wales?
Yes, she did.
Why did she go?